today we will be adding and subtracting integers and decimals. In our notes for today, at the very top, it says integers. It's a set of positive and negative whole numbers. They can be represented on the number line. So here's our number line. To the right, we have positive. To the left, we have the negative numbers. Absolute value. This is a definition from last year, something that you should be able to remember. Absolute value, it's the distance a number is from 0 on the number line. And absolute value is never negative. Absolute is always, always going to be positive. We're talking about distance. How far are you from 0? If you remember from 6th grade, the brackets around this here mean absolute value. So this is the absolute value of -5. So how far is -5 away from 0? If we were to count, it would be 5 spaces. This one here says the absolute value of 5. 5 is right here in our number line, and it's 5 spaces away from 0. And reviewing, as we are adding integers, when the sign is the same, we are just going to add, and we are going to keep the sign. So when we are adding, we're just going to add them and keep the sign. So for example, if they have the same sign, and we're adding a +4 and a +5, I know my answer is going to be positive, and this just equals a +9. Here, I have a negative plus a negative. So we're going to just add them together, and we're going to keep the sign, which is negative. So -4 plus -5 equals -9. When our signs are different, we are going to subtract. We're going to take the difference between the two. We're going to subtract them and keep the sign of the larger number. So let's look at the examples here. It does say subtract the absolute value of the numbers and keep the sign of the bigger number. We have a -4 plus a +5. We have signs that are different, so I'm going to subtract, and I know that's 1. My larger is the +5, so it's a +1. In the next example, we have a positive and a negative. So again, I need to subtract them. But since it's a -5, I have more negatives, it's a -1. So we have a couple of examples below that go with this part of our notes. We have a -7 plus 2. So we are going to subtract those numbers because the signs are different. That equals 5, and that's going to be a -5 because we have more negatives. Again, here, -2 plus 11. The signs are different. I'm going to subtract, and it's going to be 9. It is a +9 because we have more positives. We have -3 plus -2. They're both negative, so they get added together, and I get -5. Let's look at subtracting with integers. For subtracting integers, we're going to keep the sign of the first number. We're going to change the subtraction sign to addition. I'm not sure what happened with the smart here. Let's go ahead and write it back in. And we're going to change the sign of the second number to the opposite side. So what I mean by that, if your second number is positive, you have to change it to a negative. But if your second number is a negative, you're going to have to switch it to a positive. So here's your first example, a +4 minus -4. So we are going to, you'll hear me say this all the time, we're going to add the opposite. We want our problems to be addition. We are going to add the opposite. We keep the first number, which is 4. We change it to addition, and instead of a -4, it becomes a +4. Now we're just going to use the rules for adding. 4 plus 4, two positive numbers give me a +8. So let's look at the examples below. It's a subtraction problem, so the first thing I need to do, I need to change it to addition. So I'm going to keep the 4. Instead of subtracting, I'm going to add. And instead of a -3 is a +3. And I know 4 plus 3 is 7. In my next example, I'm going to keep the -1. I'm going to change it to addition. And instead of a -5, the opposite is a +5. Here my signs are different, so I'm going to subtract. And I get 4, and it's +4 because of the 5. We have more 5s. The next example, again, we have to change this to an addition problem. It's going to be -7 plus, let me start over. It's going to be -7. Instead of subtracting, we're going to add. Here, we just have a 3. So we're going to change it to a -3. A -7 plus a -3, same sign, we just add them, and it's -10. Let's go ahead and look at the back of our notes. We are adding and subtracting decimal numbers. The directions say, 1, we write the expression vertically. Just like when you're adding whole numbers, you need to line up the digits by place value. 2, use a decimal point to help you line up the place value. The decimal point for each number being added or subtracted must be in the same location for each number. If there are any missing digits, use a 0 to hold the place. Again, this is just a refresher from last year. So in our very first example, we have -4.79 plus -0.04. So what I'm going to do, I know that if I add these together, I have 2 negatives. I know my answer is going to be negative. So now I'm just going to add them. I'm going to put 4.79 plus 0.4. You can see that my decimals are lined up.
Please start making your way to the counselor's conference room.
Once again,
Great teachers, we have 100 conference on the calendar. Please make your way to
I'm
the
going to go ahead and
counselor's
add just like I normally would. And my answer is a -5.19. So our next example, it's already an addition problem. And here I have negative and positive, so I'm going to have to subtract these. When I'm looking at the problem here, I have more negatives, so I know my answer already is going to be a negative. So I'm going to write that in so I don't forget. And now I'm just going to subtract 3.6 minus 0.43. Again, I'm going to put a 0 here just to fill in the place. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract. I need to borrow here, that's 10. So my answer is going to be negative 3.17. I'm going to make a little bit of room, so I'm going to erase what I have up here, just so we have some room to kind of write over here in this section. Here we have a subtraction problem, just like the other ones. We have to change it to addition. So this really says 17.9. We need to add the opposite, so we're going to add. And instead of negative 19.4, it's going to be a positive 19.4. So here are just 2 positive numbers, so I'm just going to add them together. So I'm going to put 17.9 plus 19.4. I'm just going to simply add these together. And my answer is 37.3. Let's look at one more example here. Again, it's a subtraction problem. So I need to change it to an addition problem. So this problem, we keep the first number. We are adding the opposite. Instead of subtracting, we are going to go ahead and add. And this is a negative 9.7, so it's now a positive 9.7. I go back to my integer rules. I have a negative and a positive, so I have to subtract these. but I know my answer is going to be negative because I have more negatives. So let's go ahead and subtract it. So we have 14.8 minus 9.7. Line up your decimals nice and neat. And I get 5.1, but we said it was going to be a negative 5.1. So here is our answer. We do have some classroom practice problems that you can practice on your own. And then today's class activity will also be on Canvas. Any questions? That concludes today's notes.